All right, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the wife and the girlfriend archetypes and stories, and I'm going to speak about more traditional stories. So, in more traditional stories, there are very distinct people. Apparently, the girlfriend is like the fun person. She's cool. She's a little bit out of her league. She's definitely hot. She is very coveted by just about everybody, and she knows how to use her beauty, etc., etc. She has. She's the person you want to hang with at all times, right? Um, and you and she are great buddies, so that's the girlfriend, right? She may be rich. The wife is somebody you meet in unique circumstances. She's not part of your regular life. You meet her when out of context of your regular life. She kind of puts you onto this higher moral ground path by virtue of just her being. She's very moralistic. She has this great family bond. She loves her parents, loves her siblings. Maybe she has a good time around, but you can't see it. You can only see like the good virtues that she brings on the table. She's a little more conservative, very well educated, very family oriented, blah blah. So she's the one you take to mummy to get married to, etc. She brings in life shift just by her being in your life. This is the kind of archetypes we are told about wives and girlfriends in movies and in stories, but what happens in real life? The real life is very different, right? So real life essentially, first of all, we marry in our 20s when we don't have enough life to be qualified to love, let alone marry. But we still do it. That's fine. It's a leap of faith in your 20s. The problem with the leap of faith is it may or may not last because faith is emotional. There is no real basis to it. Sometimes it's a draw of hands. Um, but what you will realize as you go through life that ultimately what are you looking at when it comes to either a wife or a girlfriend or a girlfriend who becomes a wife or a wife who you divorce, it really doesn't matter. You are essentially just looking for someone to kind of spend a part of your life with, and so companionship is the most important thing. You need to be compatible. Love is not enough. Let's start with that. Chemistry is not enough. Butterflies might be misleading. If you're just looking for that hot and heavy, it fades no matter where it is, which is why dating apps are the worst indicator of anything because after the hot and heavy you kind of walk away, right? Because there's another one on the horizon at all times. um, and you are looking for friendship, you are looking for somebody who's growth oriented, and you have to be growth oriented too because with or without the vows you are looking at someone who will be with you in sickness and not just in health, who will be with you when you don't have money and not just when you have money, who will be with you when you're unsuccessful, not just when you're successful. That requires maturity, that requires someone to have character is something you actually earn over time basis the challenges that you overcome and not basis what you escape or what you run away from. And as you'll go through real life, you realize a lot of people are runners. Even in committed relationships, they're runners because there are enough modalities being built into modern society or society in general which allow men especially to be runners because you always have office to escape to, you always have work to escape to. Women now they have all of this, and but the escapism is something that is now a choice, right? And so, having said all of this, the archetype aside, wife or girlfriend is nothing but somebody you can have fun with, you can have a conversation with, you can be vulnerable with, you can have a good time with, bad time with, drink with, show your emotions with, heal with. And it's true on both sides, and what you realize is a little bit like a partnership for life, or whatever time you decide to be together, because there are roles and responsibilities, there are terms and conditions that apply, and it's a commitment. And more than that, you realize that you come alone, and this is just part of what you would decide to do with another person for a bit or for a longer term. And this is a really tiny part in the larger scheme of things, but very critical. I always say that it doesn't matter. They say, right, you become like the five person you hang with. I think you become like the person you have sex with, girlfriend, wife, outside of context. But yeah, so let's just find that one person you can kind of chase a little bit of life with, but ultimately you come alone and you go alone, and that's that.